So in this video we're going to be talking about what is a solar system. A solar system is usually an object at the center of that solar system which objects orbit around. Whether we discover them or not, they're there eventually. So for example, every solar system has something in it that's orbiting around the star. To make it even more confusing, there's actually some solar systems which I'll get into, which could be like a binary solar system in a and etc. and etc. And essentially what it means is that there's one star that orbits a star, and then there's another star that orbits around that star as well as planets. Make it even more confusing, there's even been some solar systems that are actually a lot more complex, where you could have a star that orbits with another star, and over time, and as well as planets orbiting around this center of gravity is what we call it, that while stars are moving in space and accelerating, at the same time though, these stars are able to switch being the center of the gravity, or the center of that solar system, and all these objects are now orbiting around these two objects rather than just this one. So it's really interesting how that works. And it's confusing too, but essentially a solar system. Take our sun for example. It reaches up to 120 astronomical units outside of the universe. In other words, one astronomical unit is said to be over 150 million kilometers, or 93 million miles, from here to the Earth. Now, if we were to take that and go from here to Pluto, that's probably, on average, 39 to 40. Maybe a little bit more. I have to check. So essentially, 93 times 40 astronomical units. And you'll get a really big number. I think it's 4.3 billion or something like that. So somewhere around there. Pluto's pretty big. Keep in mind, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. I mean, even though we wouldn't use that in space, but I mean, just to kind of give you you could get an understanding of the idea of that. So, in other words, so when you think about how big the universe is, or our solar system, you have other solar systems out there, infinite amount of solar systems, but there's usually a gap. I think it's a parsec, away from it's really interesting that solar systems, there's always a gap in between them, cluster. So you have a circle of our solar system, and then there's a parsec or something on average, and then you enter the next one. It's really hard to find two solar systems that merge together. If I got that right, I've always been confused by that, but I wouldn't doubt most solar systems there's some gap in between them before you enter this next solar system. So if you exit our solar system, you would just be outside of the solar system but still within that galaxy, and then you now enter another solar system depending on how you perceive that. So in other words, our sun, there's only one star in here, so our sun, and then there's planets that orbit it. So ours is a simple solar system. So if that is just to kind of explain it to you, how an object orbits the stars. But another thing that's really interesting, some people don't know this, stars actually move, and planets move with it. Obviously, acceleration. Some people don't know that, and it's really interesting.